I really don't think that Kamala Harris should be running for governor. And let me tell you why. So lately, after losing the election, people have been encouraging Kamala Harris to run for governor for California, things like that. But let me tell you something. If Kamala Harris is planning to come back, planning to run again in 2028, she should not try to involve in anything that might affect like her, that might cost her the next election again. Okay? So if she is the governor, let's say if she's the governor, any little thing that happens in that state will be blamed on her. And they will use that against her in the next campaign. Especially California. You see what California is going like you see what California is going through right now, right? The fire, and they're gonna need a lot of recovery. They're gonna need a lot of recovery. Things are gonna happen. I feel like things are gonna just keep happening. I'm not saying fire, but other things like other tragedies. People's lives are gonna be harder. People lost their homes. People are gonna be desperate now. So anybody who's in charge now is going to be blamed for that. So if Kamala Harris run for governor for California and win, just imagine the amount of pressure that will be on her. Like they will try to use any little thing against her. Anything that happened in that state will be used against her. Even when Kamala Harris was the sitting vice president, anything that happens, whether it's in Florida and any state, anything that happened was blamed on the Biden administration, even though they had no control on it. Somebody like, let's say a man might just murder his wife and they will still find a way to blame it on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. This is how these people are. Okay? So just imagine Kamala Harris being the governor of California now. Now, like California gonna need like years to recover. Years to recover. It's not gonna recover in months or a year. It's gonna need years to recover. People are gonna be desperate for recovery, for homes. A lot of things are gonna need to be repaired. So, and I feel like things are gonna keep happening, and when those things happen, they're gonna blame it on Kamala Harris. And when she tried to run again, yeah, they're gonna like just put those things in her face and say she's responsible for that. And a lot of people have been saying that Kamala Harris should not run again for president because she's going to lose again. Let me tell you something. Kamala Harris is the most popular Democrat who's qualified to run now. Let's just be honest. Okay, Barack Obama is the most popular Democrat, but he's not. Yeah, he's not getting anywhere in new office. His time is over. he's not he's not qualified to run again, and his time is over. So he should just stay away from office. But Kamala Harris is the most popular Democrat right now. She's like more popular than Ben. Excuse me, get this thing away from me. Then Josh Shapiro, then Michelle Obama or anybody else. Or anybody. She has the most popularity. And let me tell you something. It will be very hard for anybody to pull what Kamala Harris pulled during that 3-month campaign. It will be very hard for anybody to do that. The only person I can see doing that is Barack Obama. Like on 2024 or 20, like let's say now, the only person that I can see doing that in the Democratic Party now today is Barack Obama, and he's not qualified to run. He's not getting new office. So Kamala Harris is the most popular Democrat. People are trying to gaslight us. Republicans who want nothing to do with Democrats, they are trying to gaslight us by saying, "Oh, well, she did not even win the primary. She did not even win the primary. It's authoritarian things like that." Well, she is the most popular Democrat. Please. And Trump was the most popular Republican when he lost in 2020. When he lost the election in 2020, he was, the most popular Republican, and his people still gave him a chance to run again. This is the problem with Democrats. You only have one time to strike. You only have one time to mess up. You cannot mess up at all. Okay, so Democrats are actually responsible. A lot of Democrats are responsible for Kamala Harris's loss. The way they message, the way they put their message out there, they don't care to fact check. They not fact check. Republicans can say any vile thing against Kamala Harris or Biden, and they will not fact check it. This is like these are the weakest group of people, and that's not the first time I said that. I have a video on this page where I talk about the. I think it's the video where I was talking about the rally where she brought Megan Thee Stallion, things like that. And I believe in that video I said that Democrats are the weakest. Like they look weak. I said that before, and I'm gonna say it again. This is the weakest group of people ever. Let me give you an example. Let's say I see like a Republican going at it with a Democrat, calling them all kind of like calling that Democrat all kinds of names, all kind of slurs. And I step in and I call that Republican a slur. Let me tell you something. That Democrat that I'm trying to defend, like he's gonna come and tell me that's not nice. You don't say those things. That you know how sensitive this. So now all of a sudden now the attention is switched on me. Now I'm the bad guy. Now forget everything the Republican just say to him. What I was trying to defend him, now I'm the bad guy. Now he's making me the bad guy, even though I was trying to defend. This is how the Democrats are. And this is why they're going to keep losing if they don't change that attitude. Stop trying to focus on what doesn't matter. Stop trying to be the good guy. Stop trying to please people. You're going to lose again. You have to fact check. You have to be as loud. Like you have to fact check. You have to come with receipts. All those propagandas against Kamala Harris, they just let it slide. That photo, like that collage photo of all quote unquote all the black men that Kamala Harris put in jail. They were like duplicated photos of the same faces. Duplicate, like one face. I counted one face 20 times over 20, like 26 something times duplicated in the grills. The Democrats, they did not come to fact check it. They did not come to deny it. Like they did not use it, to say like, see, this is how these people are lying. They just sit there and take it. These people, they are not leaders. They are followers. This is why the Republicans, they are taking over. And I'm watching it with my popcorn. While I'm not happy about it, but I feel like sometimes you fucking deserve it. Okay, because you behave like followers. You don't behave like leaders. You will take anything. You will submit. You will kneel. Yeah, this is the kind of people they are. They are, as I said again, they are part of the reason why Kamala Harris lost this election. They will try to, let's say, give attention, put the any little thing that's not in the best interest of Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. They will put those things in the spotlight. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that though? You will not see Republicans putting anything that will make Trump look bad in the spotlight during that campaign. Not at all. They will defend it. Instead, they will defend it. Or they will not even waste any time on it. They will just skip it. They will not talk about it. They will only talk about what make them look good. But Democrat, they have to be fair. They have to look like the angels, the little angels. You're going to lose again if you keep doing that. The standard is so low when it comes to Republicans. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to do. They don't even have like from 1 to 10. They don't even have to do 2. They can just do 1 or 0, and they would still get a pass. But Democrats, you can do 10, you can do 9, and it's still not enough. You cannot mess up. And even if you do your best, they're still going to try to find. Republicans don't even have to say anything about Democrats. Democrats, they're gonna do all the work for themselves. They're gonna criticize themselves. Democrats, I feel like Democrats, they are like those type of people I'm just giving an example, like the type of the type of people who are raised in abusive households where they did not get any love from their parents, and yeah, so they don't feel like they deserve compliments. They don't feel like they are enough. Anything they do, they will blame anything that happened. They will, they will. This is I'm just giving an example. Like this is that type of mentality that they have, and this is why I say they are not leaders. They are followers. You cannot just put up with everything. You cannot keep doing that to yourself. It's this is not the time to try to be good. You're not gonna survive in this climate if you're doing that. Like you see Barack Obama laughing and kikiing with Donald Trump, sitting right behind Kamala Harris, making Kamala Harris uncomfortable. That like what the hell was that? And after everything the Republicans did to Michelle Obama, the way, like, if Michelle Obama was not a strong person, if she was not used to that, she would have had to go through depression. The way Republicans talk about her, the way they bully her every second. For what? Why are you bullying this lady for? What has she done to you? Like the way they bully this lady consistently. You know, the way Donald Trump, the way he has been talking about Barack Obama for years. And this is the reason why he even ran for president, because he felt like, well, if a Negro can win the office, I can win it too. I'm better than him. I'm more qualified than him. Yeah. Even though Barack Obama has been like doing politics, working politics, getting degrees his whole life, you know. But it feel like because he has white skin, because he's white, he's more qualified than Barack Obama, and this is what pushed him to run. Okay, and he has been spreading all kinds of negativity about Barack Obama, and you're still sitting there laughing with him just to be professional, clown ass. Yeah. So what I was saying again is Democrats are partially responsible. Well, a lot of them are responsible for Kamala Harris's loss. They were spreading things, like saying negative things about Kamala Harris. They were trying to make her seem responsible for the wars that are happening, in the war with Ukraine versus Russia, the war from what's that country again? The Palestinian war, Palestinian versus Israel war. So yeah, so Israel versus Palestine. This is a big thing. Like that was a big thing during the election. That was used against her every single day. Like she was responsible, and you would even see those left wing people who don't even like Republicans. They were protesting, holding Palestinian signs, things like that. Yeah, and I don't believe those people even voted for Trump. They just did not vote, or they voted a third party. So yeah, they were responsible for Kamala Harris's loss. So good for them. So whenever they come online crying, and I want people to do that. Like I want people, like, whenever you see somebody come online crying, things like that. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I'm not gonna stand behind you until I have proof that, until I see your social media, your digital footprint, what you've been talking about on social media, your views on things. A couple of social media posts can give you a good idea of somebody's views, right? You can already see who's left wing, who's like right wing. You can already have an idea who that person voted for. Like, I'm not supporting you. I'm not marching for you just because the police step on your neck. Because a lot of black men, what they did, those toxic masculine black men, what they did not vote for Kamala Harris. And they tried to gaslight us by saying black men voted for Kamala Harris. A huge portion of black men voted for Kamala Harris. And when it comes to these stats, they don't like to give, the LGBT community credit. a huge portion of like those straight, masculine, toxic black men, I can guarantee you they did not vote for Kamala Harris. They were the loudest ones against Kamala Harris. Let me add something real quick, and I don't care who's mad about it. If people see this video, I know they're gonna get mad. I do not care. Don't try to gaslight me. So I just feel like most heterosexual black men did not vote for Kamala Harris unless they really have something against Trump, or those, yes, those educated black men, they support Kamala Harris. But most of these toxic masculine black men, these hood black men, they were very loud about their support for Trump. They were like, oh, Trump is real, things like that. He's one of us. He got shot. Like all kinds of nonsense things. And whenever they're talking about black men and stats, just know that they're talking about black men in general. They are talking about straight black men, gay black men, even a lot of these transgenders who were born male, who did not legally change their status, and they still identify on paper as male. So they are included too. And I just know that the LGBT community as a whole do not fuck with Trump. Even though there are very few of us, very, very few of us who will go that way, like to vote for Trump. But it's just not happening often like that. It's very rare. Yeah, so the LGBT community itself, yeah, the most of the LGBT community is not, Trump is not winning that at all. Just like most black people will still vote for Kamala Harris, you know? But the amount of support that I've seen black men giving Kamala Harris online, not just online, but even in person, a lot of them were very vocal about it. And even those who did not want to support Trump, they will be like, well, Kamala Harris is not good either. They were like, oh, what does she have to offer? What is she has to, like, we have to know what she's doing for us. And when Kamala told them what she was doing for them, it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. They still decided, they will not vote for her. They use all kinds of excuse. Well, we're not gonna let a woman lead us. And they use that not being black as excuse. All kinds of excuse. A lot of them also decided to sit on the couch. Even those who sit on the couch, they took credit. When people say black men voted for Kamala Harris, they took the credit too. Even those who decided to sit on the couch or voted third party. A lot of them still say they will vote on third party. Those who really hate Trump. So yeah, so I just wanted to let you know that I just don't believe that most straight black men voted for Kamala Harris. Next. And I really hate the way they have been trying to gaslight us by saying, well, we're not responsible. Of course you're not responsible. You're only a small percentage. Like, black people as a whole is not enough to win the election. But it's very concerning, and it's very disgusting how a large portion of black men still went ahead and voted for Trump. And I can guarantee you, like I said again, I can guarantee you that most of these straight toxic masculine or masculine wannabe, black men, they voted for Donald Trump. And I've met a lot of black men recently who are Trump supporters. Yes. Yes. So that's why you're gonna see like all those rappers, like most of those rappers, they are voting for Donald Trump because they have the same views. The only difference is Donald Trump has white skin. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. They talk negative about black women. They cannot stand LGBT people. They are very misogynistic as a whole. They are obsessed. A lot of them are obsessed with white women. Anything that's not black. Like you can see like their views These rappers, the way they talk about women in music, like you don't even have to tell me that you voted for Trump. Like I will know just by the way you behave, just by the way you talk about certain group of people. Yeah. So I don't see why people are surprised whenever they see Nelly, Snoop Dogg coming out, these people coming out supporting Donald Trump. What did you expect? These are toxic masculine black men. So yes, these are not, yeah, these people, they are Trump supporters. Just know that. Yeah, so this is why I say I don't care if the police steps on your neck. I'm not marching for you. I don't like I'm not giving I'm not putting $1, I'm not putting $5, whatever it is in your GoFundMe. I, y'all need to stop falling for that for those type of things. Whenever these people come crying online, acting like they have been discriminated. Well, it's not like they have not been. Often they have been, but you have to look at a person's character before you try to do good things for them. The first thing I always do whenever somebody goes viral crying online, I try to look up their name on social media to see what they have been posting online. And I'm always like, yeah, I knew it. Whenever I see those posts, let's say if it's on Twitter, if that person is on Twitter, all I have to do is type in their username and type in Trump, Kamala, black woman, gays, LGBT. Oh, that's all I have to do. And I usually never disappoint. It's always what I expect. See, this is why I'm not supporting. I'm not going to support anybody without knowing their views on certain things. Y'all need to stop throwing your support for random people. Yeah. I know that doesn't sound good, but yeah, this is 2025. This is a different climate. People have really forgotten how things were back in let's say 2017, 2019, 2020. They really forgot. Like 2020, things were so bad for black people. They had to march, even though there was a pandemic, even though they were putting their lives at risk of getting infected. They had to march to fight for the rights. A lot of them have forgotten about that. In the march were mostly for black men. It was not mostly for black women. I think that there was like Breonna Taylor. That was like the only, if not like the very few black women that was that people were protesting for, if not the only one. But the march were mostly for black men. And a lot of them have forgotten about that. Like they think things were better back in 2020 for them. Remember the time when black people were not even allowed to have a barbecue outdoor without some Karen calling the police on them? That was during Trump's administration. That was during Trump's era. Yeah, they have forgotten about that. You know, and that Karen, that whole Karen thing started during the Trump era because people like white people were getting out of hands. So yeah, it's gonna come back again, and this time it's even worse. And black people are not gonna be the only ones suffer. People think that we're gonna be the only ones suffer. No, Indians, everybody are gonna suffer, whether you black or white. Immigrants. Like when I open my mouth to speak, people can already see that I'm an immigrant, and I can tell you when I go to certain places, some people will not like me just for the way I speak. So, and if you're looking like Demi Lovato, like Selena Gomez, you look like you an immigrant, even though they were born here. I'm just giving you an example. Even though these two people were born here, but if you're looking like them, people are already assuming that you're an immigrant. They're gonna ask you if you speak English. Okay, they're gonna ask you if you speak English. They're gonna try to ask you those backward questions. It's like they are trying to be nice, but at the same time they are trying to be shady. But now it's gonna get worse. Now they're gonna discriminate you. They're gonna think you illegal. It doesn't matter if you were born here or not. They are going to think that you're not an American. They don't care about your naturalized citizenship status. They don't care about that. They don't care that you were born on this soil. Like if you look like you were not born here, yeah, they're gonna discriminate against you. And here is the thing: there are many factors that caused Kamala Harris this election. It's one of them had to be well, the wars that are going on. So they blame the wars on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They are not responsible for these wars, please. Okay, they are not responsible. So let me give you an example. Okay, let's say if I'm just giving an example. If Haiti versus the Dominican Republic are having a war, and I'm just giving an example. If they having a war and the US is not able to just make them stop, if they not able to make them stop. And Haiti is the most vulnerable country. I'm just saying. Haiti doesn't have an army. Like, well, they do, but it's very mediocre. Like one of the most mediocre armies in the world. So, uh, okay, let's say Haiti versus Dominican Republic are at a war, and the U.S. cannot stop them. So what is the U.S. gonna try to do? They're gonna try to help Haiti in any way they can. They're gonna try to send weapons. They're gonna try to to if they cannot stop it, they cannot. Let's say if the Dominican Republic is not listening to them, like no, we're not stopping. So they have to find a way to defend Haiti. I'm just saying. So now you blaming the U.S. because they are trying to help those vulnerable people. Really. So this is what happened during that election. They blame Kamala Harris and Joe Biden for for the wars. They blame them for the economy, which has been a result of COVID-19. Shit, I hate saying this word because I don't want them to put those little notes under the video, even though I'm not monetized, but I really hate seeing those, like whenever you mention something. Yeah, they blame them for the pandemic. They blame them for every little thing. Somebody might get killed in the country and they still blame it on them. Everything was blamed on them. And those immigrants, a lot of them, even the Haitian immigrants, what they do, they vote based on their beliefs, like based on their ego. If I don't like gays and I see a group of people who's not supporting, who don't like gays, then I'm gonna vote for them. I don't care about anything else. Yeah, and I can tell you, many Haitians still support Trump even after they were being harassed. Even after they were being harassed, after the Ohio thing where they were accused of eating cats, dogs, things like that, stealing people's stuff, stealing people. Haitians, they don't like being accused of stealing. This is the worst thing you can accuse a Haitian person of. Like, they don't like being accused of stealing. But there are still a lot of them are still going to support Trump just because they feel like it's gonna be at the best interest if they vote for somebody who don't support trans, gays, all those things they don't like. And this is how a lot of immigrants voted, and they are going to pay for it now. They are going to pay for it now, and I'm just gonna sit there and watch it, watch it with my popcorn. Like, I really, while it will have an effect on me, but I'm gonna sit there, and if this is the way that American people have to learn, if this is the way that people have to learn, let it be. Let it be. Sometimes you have to let people mess up just so that they can learn. If this is the way they have to learn, so that you can tell them, well, I told you so later, just let it be. And this is why I think Kamala Harris should make a comeback again, because after Republicans and Trump have put the country in a deep hole, like after they turn everybody into enemies. The way they start doing it now, attacking Mexico, attacking Canada, trying to attack everybody. Yeah, Kamala Harris can make a comeback this time. People are not gonna trust Republicans. Trump is gonna ruin it for every Republican candidate now. Trump is just gonna ruin it for all of them. The way they are behaving right now too, yeah, he's gonna ruin it for all of them. And if they keep going that way, trust me, after this term, people will not trust Republicans at all, and they might not be anywhere the presidential office ever again if they don't if they keep doing that way, and just let them keep going. Let them keep going that way. Yeah, it's gonna be in Kamala Harris' best interest if she wanna come back. So, like I said, she should not be running for governor. She should wait maybe a year from now. Stay low. Don't get in trouble. Don't get in controversies. Stay low. And then wait maybe 2 years from now or a year from now and start campaigning just like Trump did it. Start campaigning and start campaigning. People are going to realize, how they're going to realize that Biden and Kamala were not the problem. So, yeah, Kamala Harris is going to make a comeback. I'm going to leave the video here.